Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to another Thursday of painting up the monster manual. As you can see, unfortunately, I'm not joined by Richard again today because some issues have come up, and unfortunately, he has got to be somewhere else. But I'm going to be here, and we're going to paint up the Ankylosaurus. And I've realised that my bloody Twitch thing has not changed, which is annoying. It took me 2 seconds because this is actually episode 60, not episode 59. Just give me 2 seconds there. How's everyone doing? Hope you are all very, very well. There we go, episode 60, just so it doesn't come showing 60 for me. Okay, fair enough. I had my computer well, not my computer, my Streamlabs crashed, and when I came back into it, I noticed that like the cameras had changed, and I don't know what had happened, so I'm trying to like remote in from over here. But we're back, and we're painting up this beast today. I've got 1 hour to try and paint this Ankylosaurus, and it is freaking huge. So this is from Lord of the Print, and this is a Warrior Prints 3D. This is all your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some. I think I'm going to be using speed paints and contrast on this today, just to see if I can get it done. But it's quite a big mini, and I'm quite worried about it. As for everybody in chat, hello, how are we doing? We've got Dibs, we've got Geeky, we've got Fluffy, we've got Dark Aether Studios. How is everybody doing? Welcome in. I'm going to try and keep an eye on chat, which is over on that screen today. And realistically, let's talk a little bit about the Ankylosaur first. How is everyone doing? What are you all up to out there today? So, obviously, Richard and I decided we are going to carry on with painting up the monster manual, and what we're going to do is we are going to follow it now in the 2024 order, starting next week. So we'll go back to the very start, and we'll basically do anything we've already done, we're going to skip past, and then we're going to carry on, and as it's now in monster alphabetical order rather than category alphabetical order. But the Ankylosaurus is on page 348 of the 2024 Monster Manual. It's a huge beast, so obviously base-wise for D&D, huge is, you know, 15 by 15 to 20 by 20, depending on who and where you play, but this one is a 20 by 20, so it's a big, big old beastie. Then we have an AC of 15, so this is quite tanky. For a CR3, I actually don't think it's all that high. Hit point wise, you're looking at 68 with 8d12 plus 16 dice, so the average of 8d12 plus 16. And then its ability to deal damage is a multi-attack. It's got 2 tail attacks because we've got that massive club of a tail for an Ankylosaurus, and we are looking at 1d10 plus 4. So actually, for a CR3 creature, I actually don't think it's all that bad. I am going to try and follow this paint scheme today, so that's what I'm going to be using as my reference. Otherwise, yeah, it's a case of just trying to get this one done, so I need to set up a timer. Love the Yankee as a dino. Like me in Dark Souls, swinging the biggest, heaviest weapon. Yep, fair enough. Knowing Richard, that was probably meant to be a 32mm base creature. I imagine so too. Really good at scaling things up. Right, so I'm going to get myself a timer. Let's go from there. So, timer, 1 hour. Realistically, I'm going to try and hit this up with some speed paints and such, but I am going to use a Doomball Brown for the top. So, I'm going to start that timer. Boom, 1 hour. Let's see if I can get this done in an hour to a tabletop ready standard. What are you all up to out there today? I'm going to start by stippling Doomball across this top carapace. I've used a white primer to help hopefully aid in the transition of the contrast and speed paints. 3, 2, 1, go! On this one, speed paints and dry brushing are definitely going to be your friend. Yeah, 100% Dibs. It is a big, old, scaly beastie. And yeah, that is exactly what we want to do. Especially if we're trying to do it within that hour. Because one of the other things I can do, even if I miss spots, I can come in with contrast and speed paints and essentially just fill the gaps and hopefully create some blending. Which is why I'm also doing this very opaque paint layer first. So obviously natural camouflage and whatnot. What are you all up to out there? Dibs, I imagine you're painting. What are you painting? Geeky, I imagine you've got work on. What are you working on? Dark Aether, if you're still there. Yeah, working, then starting the audiobook recording. My first, and I'm terrified to fuck it up. Oh, no way! That's freaking awesome. That's very, very cool. Tell us all about the book. What is that? Right. So. Yeah, and what I want to do is essentially create this Doomball, this reddy brown, this clay coloured top. And then I'm going to come in with some lighter flesh tones underneath, just like the picture. But it doesn't matter if it goes over slightly, because I can use water to wet blend it down, and also, you know, that'll change the colour of the contrast that's underneath, well, over the top of it even. I might have to come in with a smaller brush though, just to get into those areas. Oh! Mike, I didn't realise. I must have missed a few posts or something. So when we were at the Mist Studios, Mist Lounge, we were sponsored by an amazing author. We are now doing the audiobook for. That's amazing. Mike, I'm so sorry I missed that. I don't know why that's not on my radar that you've changed your name. I have been in a hole just sorting out Dragonborn Industries now for months, so I do apologise. But that's freaking awesome. Yeah, rebranded. It's all about that sometimes. Okay. I did find it odd. I was like, I haven't seen anything. Maybe they're taking a break after several seasons. How are you finding the rebrand? Are you enjoying it? It's a good name. It's a very good name. Right, so I need a smaller dry brush. I'm just going to try and get in the undersides of this. So where would I use this kind of mini or this kind of monster? Obviously, dinosaurs, me and Richard haven't been shy about saying how much we dislike them in terms of D&D, but some people, it's really their cup of tea. I think things like Eberron has quite a high dinosaur content, and I think that kind of suits that setting. Or maybe like a primordial beastlands or world, if like a party ended up going to the plane of beastlands, which I actually think I've got on this table really close to me. There it is, right up at the top, not that you can see it. It's on my great wheel. And I would probably use it if they went to there, because obviously there at the Beastlands, it is all about beasts and animal lords and stuff, and as we progress now with this series in this format, we are actually going to be doing the animal lords in a couple of weeks. And they are creatures like anthropomorphic humans. I am looking forward to doing those. So I'd probably use things like dinosaurs if we were to visit that plane of existence. Otherwise, maybe in pit fights and stuff like that, but I haven't had need to use them in my campaigns. What I did find actually for Starfinder, it was more likely, and we ended up with a really cool dinosaur that was like this T-Rex with this like flayed mouth. That was cool because it's easier to explain that away on alien planets, that some of them are, you know, have these things more than some worlds where it's like, who's actually still got T-Rexes around and why aren't they destroying cities? Also, are they just food for dragons? We did take a 90-day break after 3 years of 3 campaigns. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Look, the rebrand, it's given us the opportunity to adjust our focus and do it. So, apart from our older content. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I missed part of a chat there. Why won't my chat move? Day off today, Dad passed yoga tonight. Oh, yeah, sorry about that, Geeky. I forgot it was around that time. So having some me time and going through the models he collected and now acquired. Ugh. Why does remote not want to work? Okay, let's try and open up chat on here. Sorry, guys. So, I had a coffee this morning with a friend and had a chat about him. I love the Geek Dad. He's definitely inside the whole of the topic. Yeah, it's nice when we've got family members who are part of it as well. Right, my chat over there is frozen, and I don't know why. So, I'm having to bring it up on my phone. Right, so we've got the Doomball Brown on. Obviously, those horns themselves I'm going to be doing in a darker colour. But for now, that's absolutely going to do. So let's have a look at what we're going to do next. We're going to probably grab some skeleton horde and use that over the underside of the body. We also are not on any meta platforms now, right? Yeah, Blue Sky only and YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, I fucking fully get that. It's we've kept all of ours for now. We'll see what happens in the world, I guess. It's really annoying because it's about trying to like keep things going while also, yeah, not wanting to give in to obviously a lot of political things happening at the moment. So I don't mind if the skeleton horde goes over onto the base because I'm going to be using Agros Dunes, which is obviously a slightly darker colour anyway. Yeah, it's all going to shit while I hide inside play D&D. It's interesting watching it from this country because it's still terrifying, but escapism at its finest with these games. So let's grab some more of this, and really I'm going to have to like try and lag this all over it just to really kind of get across. Yeah, I really like Blue Sky. I like it a lot. We've been over there for a while, and although interaction isn't as high as I've had it on things like Instagram and stuff, it is still, I have met new people over there, and I have, yeah, it's been really nice. All right. So, what I'm hoping is that once I've got the majority of this speed paint on, the top will have dried enough that I can then carry on and start from up there. Because usually whenever I use speed paints, it takes forever for me to get them to dry. And again, I am just lagging this all over, just to give it that sandy look. Yeah, I'm getting less adverts on it, so it seems to be more concentrated with actual people. Yeah, I agree. It, you know, I'm not seeing. Whereas Instagram, I'm getting an advert, and then one post, and it might not even be from somebody I follow, like a suggested post. So yeah, Blue Sky's been pretty good. But then I'm also not getting a massive amount of feed on there. And I find the more I'm busy at the moment, the less time I'm actually spending on socials apart from 2 posts. So I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, really. I would like to be interacting more, but then I suppose that's what this is for. A blessing. Yeah, probably. Right. So, almost there, giving it a base coat. A little bit further to go. Mostly the tail and that club. And as Dib said earlier, this is all going to be about dry brushing afterwards. I'm only on socials because of you lot, otherwise I wouldn't have any friends. Yeah, roughly in the same boat, to be honest. All of mine comes from socials these days, although saying that, like, socials has just become a nightmare to manage between the different ones, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too far gone for it. Right, so have I missed any spots on there? Let's have a quick look. So, this is just the Doom Bull and just that skeleton horde over white. And that'll absolutely do for now. I'm going to grab the Agros Dunes now. I'm going to go over the base already. This year we are reopening our Patreon for $0.99, and when we tested it last year, the personal interactions available were much more fulfilling. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't think we're quite at Patreon yet for Dragonborn Industries, because I don't think we can offer much than what we offer for our YouTube memberships, which is something we've just got to. So I think that's probably enough for us at the moment. That, it's just, again, it's the creating of the content. I don't just want to like throw anything up there. Thank you very much. Yeah, slow burner, but we got there. It was really, really fun to see that message came through, and it was like, I think I was just sat at the table doing something one day, and I was like, you can apply for YouTube membership now, and I was like, oh, cool. So the watch hours has been really fun. It's interesting seeing that Starfinder in particular, obviously, that being our flagship show, that's got the highest watch hours on it, but like the average view durations are like really up, and that really, really, really helped. So mainly thank you to the community and for everybody who's been watching the show, because without that, we definitely wouldn't have our memberships. So we're creating a few shorts each week just to put on there, and also we're doing our Drift Debrief, which is our post session, which is either only available on Twitch or on YouTube members. So you either have to be following on Twitch or you have to be on YouTube members to get that content, and also the emojis and stuff and the bits and the badges all over on YouTube as well. Hopefully that means we'll be bringing back live streams to YouTube rather than just Twitch, but we don't know until it starts earning, because obviously Streamlabs is like £27, I think it is, a month now to try and stream across them all. Although my Facebook page is still active, it's only Instagram I use. Ignore the algorithms and the other bollocks in case mods block my message. Yep, I like that, Debs. As I just go onto the page that person I want to interact with. Yeah, fair enough. I don't even see, like, yours the other day, Debs. Like, I didn't see your post until I went to your profile, and then they started showing up, and I was like, really? Like, that's kind of not fair. Like, we interact loads. And it's like I had been interacting with loads of people, and then all of a sudden they all decide not to show me those particular things and only show me suggested people. I'm like, that's not how the community should be doing things. I suppose that's how they can justify getting people to pay for advertising and boosts and stuff like that. So, Agros Dunes for the base to give it the nice sand. Then we've got the Skeleton Horde on that underside, and we've got the Doom Bull on top. So 3 paints so far. It's been 16 minutes. Nobody sees my post, but I have gained 90 odd followers in the last month. That's good. That's really good. I think I've part of the rebound was getting out of the video content for a bit, still doing shorts and videos for the Patreon, but the focus on audio production is now our focus as we lost our studio. Oh no! Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, because it only really just come together in terms of getting your studio, so I'm sorry to hear that that's gone that way. Okay, so, actually do want to take a little bit of water now. I'm going to try and just bring down that doom ball a little bit that's under there. Okay, so let's grab. Yeah, fair enough. As long as it was a personal choice and not forced upon you. Right, so dinosaur, let's go. We do need you to dry off maybe a little bit more. So let's grab our quotes book. Just going to fan that down a little bit. So does anybody actually use dinosaurs in their campaigns? Or have they used them? Okay. So, let's grab... There's part of a horn just there that needs just a little touch up. There we go. One day we shall build a new one and it will be the stuff of legends. Do it. Build it now. Okay, so we're going to grab, let's have a look in that photo. It is quite orangey, isn't it, really, that carapace? So let's grab some good old-fashioned golden fang brown. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, it did. I've used two before for kind of Lost World kind of thing. Yeah, I suppose that would work. Was that part of a campaign, or was that a one-shot? So I'm going to take the Gong Fang Brown and I'm only going to hit the top of those carapaces. I don't want it to go down into the actual recesses of the carapace. I just want it to be across the top of them. I really want it to be dark on the inside. Snuck into a linked one shot of the main campaign. Nice. So hopefully we have that nice bright orange across the top. I say bright, just a highlight of the clay really, or the clay colour. Then I need to work out the horns. So I'm going to take something like, because they're quite dark on there, I might grab maybe some Nuln Oil. Because they've still got that brown kind of look to them. I think if I add some Nuln Oil to those, maybe we'll get... So let's do one as a test. Maybe it's not dark enough. Maybe I need to use a contrast. Yeah, I think that's not dark enough. So, let's try. Let's see what happens with some... Yeah, I could use Agrax actually. I've got some right here. But I don't know if that's going to be dark enough again. Yeah. Once more, not dark enough. I really want to hit this with something that's going to really be pigmented. So I think I'm actually going to go with... I'm going to try some... Where are you? Fire Slayer Flesh and just see what happens there, because it's quite pigmented. On a fun note, we have started 2 new long-form campaigns using Humblewood and one using Drakkenheim. So that's been nice to get back into the saddle again. Nice. Snakebite. I don't have Snakebite. Yeah, still not dark enough there. Am I going to have to go to a grey or a black contrast? The black contrast might win this. Yeah, I could use skeleton horde, but that's what was used on the underside, and it's a bit lighter than the other ones. So I'm going to use the black contrast, and it's ever so slightly watered down. And that red and brown should still show through. Ever so slightly. Yeah, Templar black, that's what we're going with. Watered down a little bit, just to give us those really kind of like darkened horns, but not solid black. I think that's what I want. Right. And obviously once I've done the tops I will have to go on the undersides and do those as well, but it's already coming together, which is what we want. I'm trying not to do as well, as I don't want to run my brush along each one, because what I don't want it to do is to flick watered down contrast everywhere. Okay. I'm using quite a big brush for this as well. I'm going to be a little bit more careful just as I get to the smaller spines towards the back end of the tail, just to not essentially just blob the tail out. Oop, there goes the contrast. Good job I can use it. Let's put the lid back on that now. So I've got a new mixing palette in terms of this cutting board. Some water on there, just mix it in. Right. Yep, me and Dark Souls again, swinging the mace around, fucking up my own shit. Suck it up and spit it back into the pot, because I'm a good girl. So what I will do is once I've painted the contrast onto these and it's dried, I will go back over it again with that Doomfang. Gongfang even, not Doomfang. And I will just put those highlights back in on anything that I may have gone too far on. It's also really hard with a mini this size to like keep it in one place, and I get overconfident. have to stop that from going over. So let's grab something we can lift up. There we go. Careful where you dip that head. Yeah. We're just here making a mess today. Just don't want it to go on my table. Not the table. Right. I think the spines really are the majority of this mini. It's just trying to get at them from all sides. That's the pain in the ass. So you have to go over them 4 times just to make sure you've got everything. Yeah, I could soak it with a paper towel and bring it into the pot. I've also got pipettes that I could use to do that with. But right now, I'm on a timer. I want to get this done. And the job must come first. Right. I know why Richard didn't want to be here today. It's not that he's ill, he just didn't want to paint this. No. So many spines. So many little tiny ones back here. So, we're getting there slowly. Just little bits like there, where I've not got round all the sides. The underside of the horns need doing. Right. Same with these big ones at the side. They're going to grab a lot of attention, so we want to make sure that they're all done. Front and back. Same again. This side. Purely good book is a dead book. Hey Connor, how you doing? Welcome in. We're painting the Ankylosaurus. So, we've used Skeleton Horde for the base, we used, not Skeleton Horde, we used Agros Dunes for the base, Skeleton Horde for the underside, we used Doombull at top, and now we're using some contrast black thinned down to go across these spines. And then we're going to dry brush again once it's all dry. But, it is time, while that dries, to grab a pipette and soak that up. Clean up the outside of the pot as well. Grab a pipette. So this one's going to take forever to do that. Alright, maybe we are going to wring it out. Or I just clean it up, and that's what it is. Which Starship Troopers game is that then? He will still have to paint it, Dibs, yes, to complete the set. I think there's a few now that he will have to catch up with. Okay. So I want to clear all of that up before it gets to the table. Okay, 2005 one, nice. Well, everyone have an amazing day. I must be off and do some work today. Mike, it's great to see you. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will have to come and check out the rebrand because obviously, apparently I'm so far behind on catching up with everyone. So have a great day, buddy. Right, I'll get the excess off my hands. It's good job I wore gloves today, really. Right, that one can go in there, that one can go over there. So, still waiting for some of that on the tail to dry. What I might do is just going to take actually a little bit more of it. I'm actually going to drop that into where the eyes are. Let that soak in. Just to create some depth in there. Just called Starship Troopers the game. Fair enough. Right then. So where are we at? Obviously we want to tidy up this under here. But in all fairness, for a dinosaur, we're not far away from being tabletop ready. I might do. Take some bone colour. Blend that back in and then use the skeleton horde over the top again. Just to kind of give it that separation in areas between the hide and that carapace. Also, as we get across to it, it should give us a different tone as well, maybe. Same with the face. Oh, we have got that beak actually at the front. I think I need to do that also in that black. So let's grab some of that. Let's just tie that in. There we go. Gives us that beak at the front. There we go. So let's grab some black. Let's put the rim on the base now while we've got the chance. And while the rest of it is drying up. This base has got a rim that doesn't just go around the side, it comes onto the top as well, so we have to be careful doing that area there. We don't want it to go onto the sandy areas. I'm going to put it down to do that. So let's follow that circle all the way round. I'm just going to keep my hand roughly where it is, and I'm just going to turn the model around. Re-grab paint where I need to for the brush. But I really don't want to paint over that line. Okay. There we go, like so. Pretty simple so far. I can't really get those claws on the toes or anything yet, just because it's still a bit damp down at the base. Hello, Dak, welcome in. We are currently, God, wow, it's nearly been 40 minutes into the Ankylosaur, and thank you very much. It's been 4 paints, I think, so far. 5, if you class 2 different blacks. So we've used a Doomball brown over the top. Then we did a Gongfang brown, actually, as a highlight for that carapace. Skeletal horde underneath for the third. And then, not Skeleton Horde. No, it was Skeleton Horde. And then we used Agros Dunes beneath for the fourth. 5. Well, the 5th paint was the black that we were using, which is a contrast for the spine, so that some of that red and brown comes through still. And then we're using black around the rim again. I am waiting for some of the skin tones to dry, where I just touched it up a little bit, just to take it back to a base colour, so I can put that Skeleton Horde on and reblend back in the areas where the Doomball came over. There's an underside to that beak as well, actually. And we're gonna just grab that one there. I think for tabletop ready, it's going to be absolutely fine. I certainly, I'm not putting any major pressure on myself to paint this one up as a masterpiece, but only because it probably won't see the table. I do need that paint around the side to dry. So let's grab our book fan and go from there. Anybody got any major plans for the afternoon, or is it nice and chill? You guys going to come and watch Bloodpunk tonight? Live at 7 o'clock, episode 9. We've just had our blood vision, apparently. Picked up some new abilities, some new traits. I'm playing D&D in 16 minutes. Hell yeah, Dak. Hell yeah. So the reason I'm drying this off is just because, obviously, me and speed paints, I rush it. I know I've only got 19 minutes, but I would rather see if we can get this done in that 19 rather than have a drippy mess like I did with the Chimera. I'm going to turn the studio around and a bit ready for later on. I've got some more dice things to do. Nice, you got Wrath and Glory later, Connor. I'm 1 dice away, Connor. 1 dice away. 4 of yours are through the pot. Your 5th one in the collection's nearly there. But I can't do that one until tomorrow. And that's the solid red one. And then right. Let's grab that one back on. I've got some other dice to finish today as well, which I'm very excited about. Right, where is Skeleton Horde? There it is. So I'm going to grab this one. Again, I'm going to take some of that back off the brush. In fact, I'm actually going to grab a bigger brush. Knock it back a little bit. Gotta love a drippy mess. Nah. Oh, I need to work out what I'm putting in my mug this evening. See if we can get a reaction out of Steph and Siobhan again. Quite enjoyed the cup nugs. Okay, there we go. Tied those tones back in. Maybe go dessert tonight. Whole pot of Ben and Jerry's. Okay, 16 minutes. 16 minutes. Do I think that those horns are dried enough? Maybe. So I want that gong fag brown again. This time I want a more precise dry brush. I'm going to use this, which is a very base art set, cheap as chips brush, and I am going to try and get everywhere, but not the tips of those spines. I want to get the carapace and the base of them a little bit. I'm about to say out the keeping it, he would not be him without his drippy masters. Yeah, true. Very true. My whole life and me is just one drippy mess. Okay. There we go. We're tying this all back in together now. It's quite nice as you can get straight down the lines between the horns. Really want that head to be slightly more orange. Oh, I realise I haven't actually put any of that skeleton horde on the bit of the face that I fixed. There we go. I think we could say we're done. That's a little bit dry over there. Need to go for the shock factor, maybe lasagna or prawn madras and pilau rice. Oh my god. Put a booner in there. Smelly as well. I get like really strong aromatic spices. Or dessert and a main. Hey! Alchemist Models, how you doing? Welcome in, Jamie. We are currently just speed painting our way through. It's been 47 minutes and I'm just about at tabletop ready. Obviously not the greatest paint job, but it's a big mini and we've only got an hour to try and get it tabletop ready in, but this is the Ankylosaurus. We're trying to match that photo as best we can. And go from there, really. And that will absolutely... I mean, it's pretty close, isn't it? We are a little messy on our spines, but again, I'm not too fussed about that. This is, again, only a tabletop ready mini, and it has been a lot of speed and contrast, well, a lot of contrast paint. For those of you who don't know, this is Jamie from Alchemist Minis. We played Shatterpoint together on the channel. They have their own channel, and they're very good at using speed paints and contrast paints to do Patreons and their own YouTube, and they've got a very, very lovely following and community. Please go check them out. Go give them a follow. Have you done, is it Salute? I can't remember which one you were going to, if that's happened, or is in the process of happening. Waves in speed paint. Okay. Ideally, I want to be able to dry brush some more bone back onto here, but with that being wet, I don't want to smear anything, so we're gonna just hold off. I actually quite like that coming over from the carapace into this club tail, so I'm going to leave that where it is. Got the the undersides of those spines need doing, so let's grab our contrast black again while we still got 12 minutes. Not yet, it's the 12th of April, so I'm in crunch time to get this big diorama finished. There you go, 12. After that, you might find Jamie and I bringing back some more Shatterpoint. Okay, so I'm going to come underneath now. Missed a whole line there, didn't I? Again, this is the watered down Templar. Just to let some of that Doombul and Gongfag show through. And some Legion, hopefully. Maybe, I think, I can't be bothered learning a whole new 2nd edition. I'm sort of done. I don't know. I haven't found the spark to get back to it yet. But then I have been chatting to Paul, and maybe we'll see if we can get him to come in and chat about some things. But again, as we hit memberships, it's kind of, I need to readjust what's happening with the channel and focus on what people actually are interacting with, but also where I spend most of my enjoyment and most of my time. Okay. Definitely up to Shatterpoint recently saw some of the new rules for Rogue One team and me likey. So I've seen the box, I've seen the minis, but I haven't seen the rules. I think spy is one of the keywords. Okay, so we now got the underside of those spines done on there. Right. I think has been really been getting into bolt action down at the club. Very fun system. Oh, nice. It's a game I haven't played, but I hear good things. I think I'm going to call it tabletop ready there. I don't think in the next 9 minutes that's going to dry, so I'm not going to dry brush anything over those legs. I'm going to leave that where it is because I could throw that on a table and I think that will do the job, and that's kind of the point of the show. So we're going to call that mini tabletop ready there and leave it where it is. And I think the difference of the clay browns and those sandy colours is what we're after, really. I could really do with going around the rim again where I've been handling it, but I will do that another day. That is the Ankylosaurus within an hour. It's a big mini as well. There it is. Awesome. So I'm going to call that done. I'm going to say that that is complete. Is that a Lord of the Prince sculpt? Yes, it is. So this is the one from them. Richard sent it across to us with the Allosaurus, and that's been our dinosaurs. I think painting dinosaurs isn't overly my thing, so it's been interesting to do these ones for the show because obviously it's part of the next ones in line. Definitely is tabletop doable within the hour. I certainly think somebody with more know-how with speed paints and contrast paints would have a better job. Otherwise, what I could have done, I could have primed it in that same red Doom ball that I did the Allosaurus in, but I would then have to dry brush through them all, and I wanted to try using speed paints this week just because I haven't done it for a while. That's usually Richard's domain, and he's obviously not here this week. But I'm pretty happy with where that's got to. Awesome, I love to print out that Godzilla at some point. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We've had a few Lord of the Print things sent by Richard for either this show or for other shows, and yeah, it's really, really cool. But that's that. I'm going to say that is the Ankylosaurus done. So thank you very much. We'll be back next week, and next week is actually, we're all the way back to the start of the 2024 Monster Manual. So we are... So we've done the Aarakocra, we've done the Aboleth, but we are going to be doing the Air Elemental, which I look forward to seeing what mini Richard sends through to us, and then we've got Animal Lords the week afterwards. So we'll be back next week for Painting Up the Monster Manual. Hopefully Richard will be with us, and until then we'll be back tonight for Blood Punk at 7 o'clock. If you're watching live on Twitch, that is. If you're on YouTube, go check it out. Otherwise, thank you so much, guys. We will see you all in a future stream. Thank you very much. And may those dice cards be ever in your favour. Take it easy, guys.